You remember this? Well, if you watched one of my recent videos, then you may remember seeing this in that video. This is an opening of an old coal mine. And the reason I'm back here is because many of you have stated that you'd like me to return to the secret Hidden Oasis to do a snorkeling adventure. And that's what we're doing today. So I'm down here in the same area that I was at before when I went searching for the mystery item on Google Maps and stumbled upon that secret oasis, that swimming hole. And we got a nice warm summer day. I brought my friend RJ with me, and we're gonna get over there, get in the water, get some more underwater footage. And I also brought my drone with me, so we'll get some aerial footage as well. So if you'd like to see what else we discover in that secret swimming hole, you know what to do. Just come along with me. I got some little minnows and guppies in the water here. And here's the pipe that we saw. And the rest of the landscape, the swimming hole is right up there. And it looks like people have been here since I was here. I see some things moved around. This pipe is wet. It's probably maybe from condensation. It's probably water flowing through it. It's so hot out. I want to walk on it. So there is a nice flowing little slide back there. Now the water is clear right here, but kind of cloudy in the center. I don't know why, because we haven't had rain in a few days. I was hoping it was going to be clearer than last time, but it's actually more cloudy. It's not going to deter me though from going in. The other thing I want to point out too is in my recent video where I went searching for the Google Maps item and found this location, many people commented saying that the water may be unsafe due to the mining activity around here. And that very well could be true, but I was able to pinpoint the source of this water. This is actually coming further up the mountain, and I'm going to be going to that location in a future video. So you will be able to see the source of this, but I can confirm it's not contaminated water. Now the ponds that we saw, that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to be going swimming in those. But this is pretty safe water, and I know that a few people who watch the video are locals. They do know this place. They come here swimming as well. And as far as I know, they haven't grown any extra arms or legs or two heads. So I think it's pretty safe to go swimming in. I'm not going to drink it, of course, but I do have some flashlights. I have some swimming gear, snorkel goggles, even my detector, and of course the drone. So we're going to get set up here and get in the secret hidden lagoon and hopefully see some pretty neat underwater wildlife or something else. All right, so here's what I brought with me. I do have my Pi King underwater metal detector, which I may or may not use. I do have my snorkel and goggle and my action camera, and of course the drone, which you already saw. Now, I have a couple thoughts about what I'm seeing here. So I definitely want to get in the water. I actually already did for the drone footage, but it's extremely cloudy. I'm actually kind of disappointed because I was hoping for much clearer conditions, or at least as clear as last time. And there is just a haziness in the water. I don't know how else to explain it. And it's really unfortunate because we haven't had any significant rain in the last few days. So if anything, like that happened, it would have cleared up by now. And when the sun shines, I could see certain parts like those rocks there, but I can't really see anything else. It's just a bluish, greenish tint. But I'm still going to get in the water. I'm still going to investigate. But I think I may not snorkel, at least today, because I don't know how much I'm going to be able to see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around the edge of the perimeter in the water, and I'll bring the action camera and we'll stick it under at certain points and see some different parts of the water of the what do you want to call it, lagoon, oasis, whatever it is. But I'm standing in the water right now. I'm already wet. The water is not terribly cold. It's cold, but not overly cold. So what my plan is I'm going to come back again in the future. And I do know an easier way to get back here now, so it's not that much of a trek. And I do have a vehicle of sorts that could take me back here much quicker. So I'm going to come back here periodically, and when the conditions are right, 100% I'm going to snorkel it and maybe do the underwater metal detecting, because people said they saw shimmering things on the rocks, like maybe gold flakes. I know we saw fish last time, and I don't know what else is in the rest of the water. And even when I do stick the camera underwater, I don't know how much we're going to see. It might just be, blurry and cloudy. But since we're here, we're going to make the best of it. So I'm going to get to my action camera, get that ready to go, and we're going to basically walk around here, and I'll stick it under the water at various points. But more importantly, we're going to go over there and check out that slide area, because RJ, who was over there earlier, said there's some craters and some like kind of pockets where water is just filling up. It's a pretty neat natural phenomenon that occurs with the water flow, just kind of carves out the rock. And we'll be able to see more of the pipe too, which is over there. So I'm going to get myself ready to go. So I hope you continue watching to see what else we can discover here. But at the very least, it's a gorgeous day. I have good company with me, and we're out in nature just enjoying what it has to offer. So it's a win-win regardless of if today doesn't go quite according to plan. That's friggin' deep. Oh, that was deep. I'm trying to get out of here. It's a rocky, slippery slope, and I'm sliding right back in. Oh, and it drops off here really deep. Come on, Jay, you can do it. Jeez. Okay. Shit. So here's that pool of water that we saw with RJ checking out when I was flying the drone. Alright guys, now that we saw some of the underwater footage, we're going to take a walk up along the side here to check out the flowing stream there, the water slide, because there's some pretty cool features which you may or may not have already seen depending on how I do this video. And further up, RJ found a nice little surprise, so once I safely get over there, we'll continue our adventure. So here's looking from topside view. And continuing is the pipe, which comes around at a sharp bend here. And then this concrete wall as a protective barrier. But I'm going to take you guys down there in just a moment because there's some neat little features. But this pipe, I'm not surprised that it keeps going. I think I know where it goes to, which I mentioned that I'll be doing in a future video. So one thing that is kind of surprising, but also isn't at the same time, it looks like lava. That is kind of a acidic water mixed with like iron ore. It's coming from that hole right there and is flowing into the stream down there. So obviously there is some contaminants going in, but again, we're not drinking the water, we're only swimming in it. And I've heard from numerous sources, and we even saw evidence that people come here swimming all the time. So as long as you're not drinking the water, you know, and not really consuming it, there shouldn't be much of a concern. But there definitely is that stuff flowing in. Now, depending on where it's coming from, it's sometimes known as AMD, which is acid mine drainage. It also could just be a piece of iron or something that's in the rock that's just rusting. Rust would do the same thing. We got these little craters and little pools of water that have formed. This one here actually has a bunch of dead crayfish. You can see them in there. Looks like they got trapped in there and weren't able to get out. So there's at least a half a dozen of them in there. So if there's crayfish living here and fish living in the water, that should say that, you know, this water is not terribly polluted or contaminated. It's healthy enough for some wildlife, so it shouldn't be much cause for concern. That rock I'm not picking up. RJ picked up before, and there's a snake under there, so I'm leaving that be. And here we are looking down the slide. Over there is my gear. It's where we started. But I do have a surprise that RJ discovered, and I want to share it with you. So I'm going to take a trek up here, and I'll show you what it is once we arrive. Another little pool of water here. It's kind of stagnant until it rains again. And following up the creek side, got a hidden Mickey right there. 2 more craters. And you do see some footprints. That's because we were up here just a little bit ago. So I want to bring you up with this camera. And the pipe is still flowing. It is sweating, so there is water going through it. But up here is another hidden swimming hole. And this one's really neat. It doesn't look all that impressive, but I'm gonna roll some footage. It goes to nearly over your head, if not over your head, in the center. And it's kind of just a solid bedrock base with some crevices that allow you to get in deeper in the center. But there is a rocky outcrop that comes out a few feet in the center. It just drops right down. This is another hole that I would like to return to when the water does clear up. And this is above that orange drainage, so this should be relatively cleaner water. So I'm gonna walk out here just to show you. Yeah, so I am essentially standing on the rock and it drops off. So it's about 6 feet, 6.5 feet deep, right there. That's a beautiful little hole here. And I could almost guarantee if we were to continue upstream, we may find some more, but this is as far as we're going today. But feel free to leave your feedback down below. If you'd like me to trace this stream, let me know, because I do have plans to return, as I mentioned, to film the source of this water. But between here and there might be some more beautiful little pools like this. What do you say, for the heck of it, let's take one more jump in there. This time you guys go watch on this camera. Ready? I'm gonna hold my nose. Let's see. It's over my head. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, back on shore now and kind of drying out. And what can I say? This is such an incredible place. Now, a few thoughts I want to share. I'm not going to ramble here, but I do want to point out that, number one, I came back because not only for my own curiosity to see what's under the water, more so than I did last time, but because many of you said, yes, I want to see too. I want you to snorkel, come back, investigate more. And I think for the most part, we accomplished that, minus the snorkeling part. Just because the water is cloudy and murky, I want to at least try when the conditions are better. But with that being said, we discovered much more than we even knew was already here, especially with RJ heading upstream, finding that deep little pool of water that was over 6 feet deep. That was such a nice find, and it was nice to jump in and be able to, cool off and just see some of the natural landscape and natural features that nature has provided. On the flip side though, we did see that orange spill coming into the water, so that is unfortunate. But as we've seen, I don't think it's really harming the water all that much. There's definitely fish in here. There's crayfish, there's snakes here. So whatever little bit's coming in, it's just kind of getting washed downstream. We didn't obviously drink the water. We just came in to cool off, to snorkel around, to swim around. But with that being said, if you guys did enjoy what we were able to show today, I want to come back personally. Hopefully you want to see me come back as well. If so, your feedback will be greatly appreciated. As I said, I do have an easier way to get here now, and if I could find a time when the water is cleared up, at least to where it was last time, they make for much more suitable conditions to snorkel. I also do want to thank my friend RJ for coming with me today. Not only is it something that he wanted to see for himself, but also helps to have safety in numbers. But we had a lot of good laughs, and I'm sure between both our videos, you guys are going to laugh your heads off, because with us slipping and sliding and falling and just goofing off, it was a lot of fun. And we also had some other adventures earlier today too, which you may or may not have already seen. So make sure you subscribe to his channel if you haven't already done so. And don't forget, I will be heading further up this mountain in a future video to show you the source of this water, because I didn't even know it was there until someone pointed it out. I went searching again on the maps. I'm like, yep, there actually is something there to document. So you will see that in the near future. So make sure you not only are subscribed, but you have the notification bell turned on to make sure that you don't miss that video. But between now and then, you never know what you'll see on my channel, but I always do keep it informative, entertaining, and make sure you guys have a lot of fun as much as I do. So anyways, if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Questions, comments, leave them down below. And lastly, if you want to see more adventures like this one, down below as well in the description, you will find all the information. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Have a safe one. And until next time, I'll see you real soon in the next video.